So it's time for this week's Friday interview. We're catching up with George Alakobi ahead of tomorrow's match against Boreham Wood. And George, before we get onto the match itself tomorrow and what you're expecting from that, a couple of announcements have been made today. One by Juan Luque, who's announced that he will be leaving the club at the end of his contract. Difficult decision for you when you're dealing with personalities that you know, having played with him the last couple of seasons, and going from that teammate to manager role. Just give us a bit of an insight into how that came about, please.
With Luque, first and foremost, Luque is a great gentleman and a very good footballer, and a former car school member of mine, and a good friend of mine. But when, as a leader, as a manager, you have to make very difficult decisions, and Luque is one of those decisions that I've made as a manager of this football club, that hopefully will benefit the football club going forward in terms of footballing reasons. And Luque hasn't been able to play for us this season. We know the injuries, the injury he sustained from last season, and going forward, he hasn't been able to play any part and won't be able to play a part this season. And in the rebuilding process that's going on at the football club, in my decision going forward, I'm moving in a different direction from what Luque must be thinking. However, it's my decision to ensure that Luque was informed this morning in person, and we had the conversation, and I told him he won't be a part of my team going forward for next season because he hasn't managed to prove his fitness this season, and I don't really know when Luque is going to be fit, to be honest. And that's where the decision is come through. And not forgetting, with the rebuilding process that is taking place at Maidstone United Football Club, I haven't really got time. We haven't got time to wait for players to be fit before we make a decision, because we are already right behind time in terms of our planning for next season. And it's important that everyone knows where they stand in terms of being part of us going forward, and also not being part of us going forward. And I'm going to say this again on behalf of myself and the football club. Luque has been an excellent servant for us. We saw a lot of magical moments from him last season, and we want to thank him for everything he's done to this football club, and it's our duty of care to ensure that we'll carry on looking after him until his contract comes to an end, and then we can all move on from there.
It's one of those difficult things, I guess, having gone, it's obviously your first voyage into the managerial bit, and you've gone from being that teammate, that comrade alongside them. These are tough decisions you're having to make here.
Yeah, all these decisions I'm having to make. Yes, I'm prepared to make these decisions. It's not for George Alakobi. It's for Maidstone United Football Club going forward. We've seen it this season in terms of the injuries that has occurred this season, and the decisions I'm making hopefully will benefit the football club in terms of the playing personnel that we've got available going into next season, to ensure that the squad stays out on the football pitch rather than be in the medical room, and it's important. So these decisions are very difficult decisions to make, and our supporters, I know how they feel, and they'll have to definitely be patient, because there's a lot of decisions to be made going forward, and some hard decisions. And as a manager, that's why you have to make these decisions in terms of the benefit of the club, but also is for how the direction that I want to take us into next season. It's important that decisions are made. They'll be difficult. Some will be good. Some will be hard decisions for everyone to take. But then we'll all have to learn to move on, like we've seen this season. We've learned how to cope with a lot of difficult circumstances, and it ain't going to be any different going forward. But hopefully I'll make these decisions and make them accordingly as we see it fit with the management team right behind me.
So you were confirmed in post this time last week, in fact, and now you've got to build a management team to get you through pre-season, get that recruitment right, and then obviously lead us into the 23-24 campaign. Some changes on that side of the fence as well this week for you.
Yeah, definitely. One of those changes was Ryan Godin, who has a full-time role, a full-time job, and he couldn't be here with myself on a weekly basis. And I've got Craig Fagan as a first team coach. I've got Zach and Ben, and obviously the medical team with myself throughout the week. And with the decision I made on Ryan, it was based on the budget that I've got in terms of the management team that I have to put in place going forward into next season. And in terms of the wage demands, I didn't know where we stood with Ryan. Obviously, discussions have to be had, and I made the decision that he wasn't going to be a part of the coaching team here because of his other engagements, his full-time role that he has with away from the football club. And so that's why I made that decision on Ryan Godin. But again, on note, I want to thank him for everything he's done for myself when we came in, and I want to thank him and wish him very well going forward.
Let's get to football now. We've got a match tomorrow. Can't believe it now. We've got into the final 6, aren't we, of the season? So they are they're rapidly disappearing. Boreham Wood, a team you know very well. Luke Garrard, a manager you know very well. What are you expecting from this fixture tomorrow?
A very, very organised Boreham Wood side who knows how to keep clean sheets. We all know it's going to be a difficult test for us tomorrow because they are well set up, but also offensively they've got good strengths going forward. So we have to be on our game, on our very best in order to compete against a good Boreham Wood side tomorrow. And it's no different to the games that we've been playing. The performances again have been very, very encouraging in our last 2 home games, and we look to obviously put in another good performance in front of our home crowd tomorrow, which is important. And then the result will take care of itself at the end of the game. If the performance we put in is good and effective, then the result will be more or less positive for us. But it ain't gonna be easy. We know that because of the way Boreham Wood sets up as a team. They are well organized and they can hurt you in different areas, and we have to be on our guard, and we have to be on our best game tomorrow, and we are looking forward to a good game.
George, thanks for your time as always, and Ben will catch up with you after the game tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you.